I've met up with Vickie again this year at the IBM Industries booth here at Distributech. Vickie, it's 12 months ago since we had a chat around chatbots and multi-channel customer care. You're here again this year, and now it's cognitive customer care. What are you up to?
Well, hi Kevin, it's nice to see you again. And for those who might have missed our conversation last year, I'll give a little recap. Cognitive customer care from IBM is a solution that infuses AI and machine learning into all of a customer's digital channels to provide completely digital self-service.
Okay.
365 days a year, 24/7, with, very importantly, a seamless handoff to a human contact center agent when necessary. It's also omni-channel, meaning any platform that your customer prefers to communicate to you with. And lastly, it is personalized so that all interactions are personal and they're in context to the issue or problem or question that you have for your electric, gas, or water utility.
Okay. Now, what I found fascinating last year, and we were chatting earlier this week, was again when you say multi-channel. So some people want a text message, some people want a call back, some people want to use WhatsApp, some people might use Facebook. It really could be any communications tool that people are using.
Yeah, the solution is really agnostic. So it could be anything from a WhatsApp conversation to simple SMS texting. It could be Facebook Messenger. It could be your mobile app, your website or portal, and it could even be an old-fashioned phone call.
Yeah.
But instead of going through an IVR menu structure, the IVR integration simply asks if you would like to carry on this conversation with Watson, and Watson speaks to you in your language of choice.
Yeah.
So really, the user interaction is limitless.
And it's not that every piece of software that's behind the covers has to be from IBM. You have a whole suite of partners that you guys work with.
Yes, this solution is we call it, it's an open AI solution. There are a lot of partners, in fact, that have to be involved to make the solution work in a seamless, truly end-to-end fashion. Because if we think about the intent here, it's to drive a couple of key indicators for utility. One is customer satisfaction, increasing that. Secondly, to reduce the cost. And you do that when you enable a digital channel. Customer sat goes up because you're giving them the interaction of their choice. Costs go down because for every transaction that gets resolved in that lower cost digital channel, they're not calling the call center, right? So that lowers your costs. And lastly, to increase revenues. Now, in a competitive market, it's very important that they cross-sell different products and services to their utility clients.
Right.
In a regulated market, while they might not be directly selling a product or service, they are all, in many cases, mandated by their regulated commissioners to drive certain programs and to drive adoption of those programs. It could be a program for smart appliances, it could be a program for smart thermostats, it could be a program to enroll customers in their demands response programs.
Yep.
And so having a system that, again, is personalized, you're struggling with your energy usage, you think your cooling or heating are off the charts, how can you reduce that? The system understands that and says, Kevin, you might benefit from a smart thermostat.
Okay.
So, Kevin, when we think about this kind of end-to-end transaction in a digital channel, partners become key. For a number of sources. One, you have your mobile and your portal application, and we've partnered with a company called Smart Energy Water, and they provide a complete out-of-the-box solution for a mobile platform or the web, which really enables every transaction that a customer would want to complete with the utility, from viewing their bills, paying their bills, doing bill comparisons, checking on outages, reporting outages, requesting a service ticket, asking about EVs, their carbon footprint, and that has been integrated into our Watson Assistant so that we can then begin to answer customers' questions live on their mobile app or portal.
Right.
Another key partner, of course, are your systems within the contact center. your customer CRM system, your billing system. So having partners like SAP, Salesforce, Oracle, it's key to connect this digital assistant into those back-end systems to provide that real-time data out of those systems.
So it's taking the data out of the Salesforce CRM to
exactly
have a decent conversation.
To have a conversation, to tell them what their bill is, to accept their payment, to update the systems. And then lastly, you have you have connections into again, the many front ends, whether, again, we've talked about this, whether that's Facebook or Apple Messenger or WhatsApp. And then you have some of your key systems and utilities like perhaps a Genesis IVR, where you want to connect that IVR into the Watson Assistant as well. And as I said, it's an open ecosystem. Well, we have a lot of very specific assets we've developed for Watson Assistant.
Right.
We're also open to deploying on Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and in fact, we've built, we call it an orchestrator, because many companies will have multiple chatbots, many times from different vendors, and they'll have many different interfaces for customers to engage in that conversation. So we built an orchestrator to really manage all of that going on at the time. So you could have a WhatsApp, you could have a, an Amazon or Microsoft chat, and kind of handling all of that chat interaction with all of the various systems is what we built in the orchestrator. And for clients who do choose to look at Watson Assistant, it is pre-configured. Out of the box,
you have a whole...
for utilities. So there may be 100 ways to ask a utility about your bill, and Watson will understand them all.
Because it's got the context, and it can have a...
And it's been trained on customer service and customer service in a utility. So you wouldn't train a retail store to understand outage, but you certainly want to train a chatbot for utilities to understand outage.
Because it's a key word. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, in the last 12 months, you've had a couple of customer case studies, and there's a bunch of reference customers and whatever that you guys have been working with now as well.
Yeah, we have in the utility industry, we have references at scale really across all industries. Some of our largest clients, happen to be, banks and telcos. You think about the size of their contact center, we're talking, 10,000 plus agents. And for them, obviously highly competitive, want to be cost effective, et cetera. But in the utility industry, even though we have much smaller contact centers, the expectations from customers that they're serviced in these channels. Customers today surveyed, 64% expect an answer in real time. We're the always on kind of world now, right?
If the lights aren't on, someone better get back to me now.
yeah, exactly. And when you talk about the different channels, surveys have shown that if given the choice, 70% of customers would prefer to use texting to interact with the companies they do business with over voice, given the choice. So a couple of examples you ask about. We have a client in Germany called ePrimo. They are a competitive energy provider.
Right.
So for them, customer acquisition, customer loyalty and retention, and low cost to serve are kind of paramount in their success in a competitive market. So working with them, we deployed this solution in 8 weeks on their channel. And before, as soon as we went live, we captured some of the baseline metrics, right? And within the first month, we were seeing 700 chats and a 45% adoption. But as we expanded the capabilities of that chatbot over the next couple of months, that quickly went to 70,000 conversations within that area and a 75% adoption of that digital channel. And that really helps them to drive those metrics of customer loyalty and lower cost to serve.
Wow. Now, chatting with Brad and some of your other colleagues, Mahesh and the gang here during the week, what I found fascinating was that, let's say the distributed energy services guys, they've started to figure out where they need new battery storage or solar to be put out in the grid to help balance the distribution grid. Or the vegetation management guys with the outage protection have said, you know what, there's a big storm coming in at the weekend, this could cause some troubles on this particular part of the grid. You then feed that data into the cognitive customer care, and you can proactively reach out to people and say, hey, come here on Saturday, there could be a bit of an issue, just be aware and watch for whatever. You're tying you're tying your whole cognitive enterprise together with the intelligent workflows. So I found that fascinating.
Well, absolutely. So, many times some of the issues today is that you've got, a lot of, disparate systems at a utility. You've got your customer systems, you've got your outage management systems, you've got your outage systems. And when you think about a cognitive enterprise, it's really the ability to have the key points in a workflow across all of those systems be connected, so that when there is, for example, an outage, you want to immediately have that flow into customer notifications proactively.
Somebody ringing the phone.
Absolutely, proactively. So we can say, Kevin, there's storms coming in. Based on our most recent, analysis, the area, your neighborhood, could be severely impacted. And then, if you really want to be customer focused, they would give you suggestions, right, for what you can do. If it's cold weather, they want to talk about freezing and heating, and if it's hot weather, they want to talk about having water available.
But it's enhancing the customer experience.
Absolutely.
And if there is a storm and the power goes off, people won't be happy. But at least if they're kind of forewarned and whatever, they'll be a lot less unhappy than if they never knew anything and suddenly everything went off.
Exactly.
Why didn't you tell me?
And utilities know this. They know that during a storm or any type of unexpected outage, communication is number one for customers. I mean, customers are really forgiving if they just know the utility is aware and they're working on it, and they are constantly communicating. Many times in cases of critical situations, a utility's website will get overwhelmed. Their call centers are overwhelmed with people trying to get information. And if you have a system like a cognitive customer care that's 24/7, 365, a system which allows customers to text for information, to get information back, is very robust. It is highly scalable, handling millions and millions of transactions, so the customer will never be completely in the dark.
Hey, good stuff.
Thanks
a lot.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.